What's going on, everybody? This is Paulio Jr. and today I wanted to show a video on how to basically delete the RAID volume in your computer when you can't. So when it starts up, you usually get a Control I configuration here, where you would hit Control I before the computer starts up, and it's saying that I have an error occurred on one of the hard drives. So the RAID 0 stripe is not working altogether. And so what you would do in here is you would try, okay, yeah, I'm going to try and delete the RAID volume. So you would try and delete this guy right here, so get rid of that RAID volume, and then you would just have the two individual partitions. In doing that, you would delete the actual you will delete the data on the disk, except for the recovery volumes. But in this case, it does not work. What happens is the volume remains the same. The volume does not get deleted. The RAID 0 stripe stays exactly the same. And even in my BIOS settings, there wasn't a lot I could do. I couldn't change it. I couldn't change the status settings or anything like that. So from there, you could either take out the hard drive, install Windows on the hard drive that's still in there, and then later on put the other hard drive in. Or this is the second option. The only thing is, because this is a laptop, so this is kind of a little bit more of a pain in the ass. I don't feel like taking out, two different I don't feel like taking apart the hard drive, taking apart the laptop and taking out the hard drive. But you see, I even deleted the RAID volume, and the RAID volume still exists. And I've done everything, reset this to non-RAID and all that good stuff. So that does not work for me. That did not work for me. So this is the option that you would use to delete a RAID volume, if you can't delete it within the RAID utility itself. And as soon as I get into Windows 7, I'm going to show you that. Okay, so I'm still running off of the laptop, and I'm able to access the one hard drive, which I do have Windows 7 installed on. And the second option that I did try was going to computer management, and then from there going to storage. And I hope this is all coming up pretty well on this HD camera that isn't the greatest, but I'm trying to just have it set up so I can be free. Now this is the option that comes up here, and what it says is you must initialize the disk before you can access it. And typically you would just hit OK with the master boot record, and it would come up. And for whatever, and in this case, that one hard drive, since it is partitioned, will not work, because the RAID was two of these 119 gigabyte hard drives into a 238. So the 238 doesn't even exist, but it's being recognized as 238 gigs. But you can't initialize it. You can't do anything with it. So there's nothing that I can do with this. I cannot initialize this disk. This is a partition that really does not even exist, but it's still in the RAID utility service. So you want to have at least a program, and this is the one, at least for me, if you do have an Intel chipset, is the Intel Rapid Storage technology. You would open the application. So if you get something that has some kind of storage technology option where you can delete RAID volumes through that program, that's how it would work. Now over here, I'm clicking on RAID volume 0, which was the two hard drives that were connected together, and the status has failed. So over here, I would click delete. I'm going to look advanced real quick, but I would click delete volume, and completing this action will permanently delete existing data on the selected volume. And that's fine. Okay, cool. So now it shows that I have two healthy individual hard drives. And it even says, the volume 0 is no longer present on the system. So we're doing what the RAID utility service was supposed to do. The next option that comes up is that you just have to format it. So once you format the disk, you can actually close this guy out, and should be formatting right now. So, and it'll go through and format that other hard drive so that it will be separate. This is not the other hard drive, but it should format the other hard drive to where you can go back into computer management. And once you're in computer management and you go to storage, it's not, I know that there's still something going on in the background, because if I go here, I'm going to be sitting here forever until it's done. But once it is done, you go back into here, you initialize the disk, and you create it as a simple volume, and that will make it so you can access the hard drive separately. And I feel as though that is a better way of doing it. I think RAID has a lot of really cool features and a lot of different RAIDs, obviously, but I do like just having hard drives separately. I don't like putting hard drives together or having a hard drive depending on, on a different hard drive. I feel as though if you have automated backups that go to a different hard drive on a regular basis, that is the better way to go. So, but like I said, you would just go back to computer management when that hard drive is done formatting, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Why the hell am I in here? And yeah, so, and that's really it. So once that hard drive is definitely formatted, like I said, you would, once the hard drive is formatted, then you can go back into computer management and initialize it as a disk. So it's still going to show me in the Intel Rapid Storage Technology application that I do have two separate hard drives and that they are healthy. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, all you have to do is go back to computer management and then initialize the disk as a simple volume and assign it to whatever letter you want, and then in my computer it should come up as a separate disk after that. But like I said, for whatever reason, sometimes the format runs in the background. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I know it has something to do with this computer, but typically it does it pretty quickly and pretty efficiently. So, but and that's really it. So when you restart the computer, if that option does come up where it says that, so we're in here, that option should not come up where it has where it'll say like this RAID still exists anymore. So you should just be able to have, the one that you install Windows on, and then you'll just have the other one. So these were whatever they were, 150 gig hard drives, and so you have them as separate. As separate hard drives, and I would just use the Windows backup and just back everything up to the second hard drive. So, or an external hard drive, something like that. So you would have what you have on your regular C drive. You would have what you have, back it up onto that secondary hard drive that was initially rated, and you can also have an external hard drive backup as well. So, and doing that is simple as well, and that's just searching up backup and restore. And the best thing you can do is you can either do just a system image where it's basically everything on this entire hard drive, on the C drive, exactly how it is. It'll put it as an image or as an ISO, and you can put that image onto a hard drive or onto multiple DVDs and so forth. But It's always a lot easier just to put it on a separate hard drive with a lot of space on it. And as long as you do that, relatively, you know, frequently. I do my backups once a month. But I would say, at least do it every other week, and if you can, do it every week if you have, as long as you have the time. So, other than that, I hope this video helped you, and that's it. See you guys. And I'm back, because this actually finally came up. So, you would just keep this all as the same, and I would just write this, volume label. Oop, I'm using the wrong backup. I'm just going to have this as backup. I'm going to leave everything exactly the same. Quick format, hit OK, and this is formatting the hard drive that is that I was unable to access before. And with this computer, it might take a little bit longer, and just do the steps that I said before. So that's it.